evening, world of social media. So you could potentially be watching this in a multitude, I'm not sure if that's the right word, in a multitude of places. You could be watching this live on Facebook. You may be watching this on LinkedIn, or you could be watching this on Twitter, or potentially you may be watching this on YouTube. We are literally all over the place. However, we should be able to see your comments. So no matter where you're watching us, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on replay, whether you're watching us on YouTube, let us know. Are you watching us live? Are you watching us on replay? And where in the world are you watching us from, first and foremost? Oh, and breathe. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I get so excited. I can't breathe and I talk really fast. But the reason I am excited, for those of you that didn't catch our live last week, this time last week, we were launching the first ever online event for Speaking from Your Soul, which is going to be happening on the 22nd of April. However, before we get started in talking about the event, for anybody that is joining us for the first time, let us introduce ourselves a little bit, and then we will talk to you about how we can help you speak from your soul, and more about the event that is going to be coming up. So, I am Estelle Keeber. I am one of the UK's leading Instagram experts and founder of Immortal Monkey, which is a company that supports business owners in understanding how to use Instagram. However, my love of social media has taken me down many different pathways, which, a lot of them have used, which have included me using my voice to share my story. So whether this has been on podcasts, I've featured on hundreds of podcasts now, I think, articles in the press, speaking on BBC Radio, ITV News, all of those different things. I've been able to use my voice to be able to speak from my soul and spread the message that I wanted to spread at that time. So regardless of the fact that I work in social media, there are lots of different ways that I've been able to share my message and speak from my soul. And that is why I am very, very excited about the event that we have coming up, because that is what we are going to be talking about. So I'm going to hand it over to Lindsay so she can explain all about her amazing self. Lindsay, take it away.
Thank you, Estelle. So my name is Lindsay Banks. I'm an author and co-founder of Temple Woman Publishing, which is a space where women can share their stories via writing. So a bit like Estelle, a bit of a spiritual entrepreneur, I used to call myself. I started my speaking journey with YouTube and putting myself out there on YouTube. I've done Instagram, been in the national newspapers, been in magazines, and there's so many ways that women can find their voices right now. And for me, when you speak from your soul, it's very different to when you're speaking from your mind. And I'm so excited by this event because it was one of those where I was like, I woke up one morning and I just thought I need to speak to Estelle. And I'm like, why do I need to speak to Estelle? And from there, we've just co-created this event, which I'm so looking forward to.
Yeah, super excited. And I think that's where the most amazing ideas, like you say, these little downloads come from. And, now it seems like a no-brainer because the experience that we've got between the two of us, whether this is, when it comes to the actual practicalities of speaking. So, whether that's putting together a presentation, knowing what you want to speak about, understanding how to share your message, approaching the press, or which I am learning about, which is why I am so excited about this event, really tapping into the spiritual side of things. So, there is so much more to, anybody can stand and deliver a presentation. And I think for us, that was what we wanted to do that was a little bit different with our event. There's so many speaking events out there that are all about the practicalities, which, don't get me wrong, are super important. You need to know how to put yourself out there. You need to know, how do you approach the press? How do you put together, all of those things that you need before you even get to the point of standing on a stage. So the practicalities are important. However, sometimes, a lot of the time, I know myself, there are so many other things that we could be tapping into to make sure that, when we are speaking, we're speaking from a much more spiritual place and how many different resources that we have to tap into. And that is why I was so excited about this event, because I am, kind of new on my spiritual journey, I would say. I've been exploring this for a few years now. However, I am no expert when it comes to that side of things. So this is why it was so exciting for me to not only have your knowledge, but to be able to bring, I think we've got 12 absolutely incredible speakers that are going to be sharing everything, to do with anything to do with everything, and anything to do with, tapping into that spiritual side of speaking as well. So we have speakers on, I have a whole list here on my whiteboard. So we have people talking about one of my favorites, actually. I'm going to nick it off the board here. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. How many of us, I know, how many of us feel that we have to repress our message, that, we're worried about stepping out and what people will think. And there are so many people that are holding themselves back because of those fears. So, I'm really excited about that. We have an expert talking about crystals, manifestation, your menstrual cycle, and how you can use this in, the phases of your cycle, the moon cycle. I'm excited. What are you most excited? Can you tell? What are you most excited about, Lindsay, when it comes to what we're doing?
For me, and I think I shared this with you, and I can't remember if I said last week, but so I've attended like public speaking workshops, and I was told, and I put this out on a Facebook post the other week. I was like, shush, do not talk about the woo woo. And I'm like, really? And, for me, seeing, like you said, combining our intuition, the spiritual side of ourselves, how we overcome the fears, how we manage our emotions, when is the best time for us to speak, but combining that with the practicalities, of actually getting our voice. Like, how do we find journalists? Where do we find how to share our story? Where do we find these opportunities to speak? I think for me, really combining both into this one event, that's what I'm excited about. And hearing, like you said, I want to sing that. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. I promise I won't sing again.
I am so, as soon as I seen that come up as the title for the presentation, I was just like, oh my gosh. And funnily enough, that's actually Lindsay's presentation. So, you're both blessed with the same amazing name. And clearly, I cannot wait for Lindsay's presentation. But like we said, there are so many amazing speakers that are going to be sharing with us on the day. So let's talk a little bit more now about the event itself, and what people are getting involved in. So I think, right, first and foremost, because we should really say this early on, because people will start to think, it sounds amazing, I'm not going to be able to afford it. This is an online event. We wanted to make it super affordable, so that literally, even if you are not speaking yet and you are thinking, I want to step into that, but I don't have, a huge amount of money to invest, every single person can access this. So if you book your tickets before the 16th of March at midnight, you can get access for £36, and that is the early bird rate. Full price is £40 after the 16th. Now, this is going to include, I think we're looking at probably like around about 6 hours. So a 6-hour day of, pretty much back-to-back presentations of the most amazing speakers that are going to take you through everything that you need to know about stepping into your light and speaking from your soul. So you get access to the presentations live on the day. You also get access to all of the presentations afterwards for 7 days. So even if you can't make it to any of the presentations on the day, you get 7 days afterwards for you to be able to catch up. You also get access to our private community. So this is where you're going to be able to connect and network with all of the other people who are just like you. And this was massive for us, because like Lindsay was saying, how many times do you get told, like, no, people don't want to, like, you can't say that, people won't take you seriously. Say, that is not the case. This is a place where we want people to come together that are all there to support each other. So, this is a community that is going to be there to support you. So this is not just an online event. You turn up, you watch, you leave. This is a community of people that you get to connect with. Not only do you get to connect with them, but you also get to connect with all of the guest speakers. So all of the people that are delivering on the day, They're going to be around in the community so you can have a chat with them. And we are going to be running a challenge after the event. So all of the things that you're going to learn throughout the event on the day, you're going to be able to then put these things into practice. And we're going to be there to hold your hand and keep you accountable to make sure that you're using what you've learned. And, you know, if you do literally put all of the things into practice, I guarantee you within the space of, you know, 2 months, you're going to be 10 steps ahead. You're going to be wanting to reach out to the press. You're going to have a much clearer idea of what it is that you want to say, how to put your message out there, and feel much more confident in doing that. So it's pretty awesome. It's not just your regular come and watch us speak event. We are kind of covering every single base of speaking and spirituality that you can cover, along with additional support. Now it's my turn to cough.
I can't laugh because I keep coughing, so I need to try and like just focusing on breathing.
I don't know what's the matter with me today. However, I did manage to get it out. So if anyone is there thinking, you know, this sounds like something I want to get involved in, you should be able to find a link in the comments. If you can't find a link, please do feel free to reach out to myself or Lindsay. I'm on Instagram at Estelle Keeber Official. You can drop me a message there. You can find me on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, Estelle Keeber across the board. Where can people find you, Lindsay?
So Instagram at lindsaybanks_templewoman. I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Just search Lindsay Banks and you will find me.
Okay, so now you know how to get in touch with us, and now you know how to buy the tickets. However, if you would like to win your way in, we have a very, very exciting note to leave on. So we are wanting to share the love, okay? And we know that there are so many incredible women out there that perhaps don't feel confident enough, you know, to step up and say, this is what I want to do. So it's always good to have that little bit of a kick up the bum. So if you know somebody who you know has an amazing story to share, you know, experiences that would help to inspire others, we want to give them the opportunity to be there. So we are giving away 2 tickets to the event, and that includes all of the things that we've talked about, the free downloads, the access to the community. All you need to do to be in with a chance of winning a ticket for you and your friend is share this out tonight. You can share the live. There is also a post on Instagram and Facebook. What you need to do is share this out into your stories, tag us, and make sure you put in the comments who you think deserves to win the ticket alongside you and why you think they deserve it. And we will pick one winner at random, and they will win their ticket and the ticket for their friend to come along to the event on the 22nd of April. So yeah, we are very excited. Lindsay, do you have anything else to say before
I was just going to say, I think, you know, the speakers who have come forward, it's like they've already taken that leap, they've already taken that step, and they're putting themselves out there and they're like, yes, hands up, I want to speak. Do you know what I mean? Which I think is amazing, and massive, like, high fives to them already for doing that, because that's huge in itself.
Yeah, I literally have a list. I don't have a list of first and second names, so I don't really want to shout everyone out in case I get like anybody mistaken. But join us next week when I will have the whole list of speakers so we can give them all a proper shout out. However, in the meantime, I'm sure you're going to see them popping up on social media because they are going to be shouting about the event as well. So you will also get to meet them over the next couple of weeks. How many weeks we've got now? 4 or 5 weeks until the event. You're going to see Lindsay and myself. We're going to be jumping on lives with the authors. Have no idea where that came from. They may be authors soon. Lindsay's an author, and if you would like to become an author, this is a really good place for you to start. Yay. However, I'm not talking about the authors. I'm talking about the speakers. You can get to know the speakers who are all going to be at the Speaking from Your Soul event over the next 5 or 6 weeks, as Lindsay and I are going to be bringing them onto lives on our social media, across our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And we're going to be chatting with them. So feel free to join us, get to know them before the event, and come along and ask any questions that you would like to ask. But until then, we will be back next week with an update and a proper list of speakers. But don't forget, tonight is the last chance to tomorrow. Tomorrow. midnight tomorrow is the cutoff point if you would like to get your early bird tickets. So £36 early bird tickets. Use the code EB23 at checkout, and you will get tickets for £36 instead of the full price of £40. But the code is only valid until midnight on the 16th of March. So make sure you go and get your tickets now. And we will see you next week. Yay!
Bye!